The hardest part about filming in a new place is finding a spot to film in where like the lighting is right, which clearly it's not here. We're gonna have to figure this out. But also where like people aren't staring at you. So this is not gonna work. Let's figure this out. That is much better. I mean, you don't see his cute little seagull decor in the background, but that is much better. So we're gonna go with that. I think this is gonna have to be for where the sun is in the sky right now. Like it's currently somewhere around like 5:30-ish, I think, and the sun is starting to go down. So this is just gonna be what we're working with. Hey guys, we are back with another one, and if you can't tell, we are not in our current filming or usual filming spot, I should say. We are currently at my dad's place in the Cape. We come in April and we come in October, but very exciting because this trip is just slightly different because normally we come for like 3-ish days, something like that, because we typically have like a big vacation planned every year. Like we're going to Disney for almost 2 weeks or like a cruise or something like that. So we usually have a big vacation planned, and it just so happens that this year we don't. Like we have nothing really like in the works, like coming up. We may end up taking a cruise at some point next year, but like for the rest of this year, we don't right now currently have anything on the books that I have to worry about, like school absences for my kids. So I decided to do a little bit of a longer trip to the Cape. So we are here for like almost 5 days, like 4.25 days, 4.5 days, something like that. So we're not usually here this long. We're very excited about that. This is one of our favorite places in the world to come. My father, fun fact, actually bought this while he was in college, and I've been coming here my entire life, and it was a tradition that I was able to pass down to my boys. So I literally have photos of my oldest son, Dylan, who's almost 15 now, 14 and a half now. The first time he ever sat up on his own was in this unit, and I have a photo of it. The first time he ever tried baby food was in this unit while we were here because formula like wasn't cutting it for him anymore. He was still hungry, and my dad and I were like, let's go grab him some baby food. So we have so many generations of memories here. It's such a fun tradition that I'm so incredibly blessed and lucky enough and so grateful for my dad to allow me to pass along to my children, because they have never known a year their entire life where they have not come to the Cape at least once. We come twice usually, but at least once a year. So we're here for a little bit of a prolonged stay this year, and that kind of led me thinking. When I was here in April, I did a reading for 24 Hours by the Ocean, which didn't work because I was only here for like 72 hours. And when you first start a 24-hour reading challenge, it doesn't seem like a lot of time. But when you actually get into the meat and potatoes of the 24 hours, like when you're in it, it is a lot of time. And I think I severely underestimated being here for 72 hours and doing all the things we love to do and hanging out with my family while also being able to read for a full day. And it just didn't work. The challenge ended up coming home with me after. So I knew that this year, or this trip, I didn't want to do anything that was timed. Like I don't want to do a timed challenge. And on top of that, on top of being here longer this year, this particular trip is going to look a little bit different because I have 4 incredible aunts that are literally like my moms, all 4 of them. And 2 of them were not able to make it because they have an elderly pet who is like at a stage where he just is difficult for pet sitters to watch. He has some like needs that they need to accommodate because he's older. So they just couldn't find someone qualified to watch him. But the other 2 of my aunts, today is Wednesday, they're actually going to get here on Friday and spend the weekend with us. So not only is it different because we're here longer, but 2 of my aunts are actually going to come up and hang out with us for the weekend as well. So we're going to have a lot going on. So doing a challenge that had like a time schedule attached to it would just, honestly, it would stress me out and it wouldn't be fair to everybody involved, including me. So I want to keep this kind of more like loosey-goosey. And one thing, I think I even touched upon this in my TBR video, one thing that I kind of have wanted to prioritize is making the, I think it's like $14 that I pay every single month for Kindle Unlimited, like worth it, right? So the way that I typically use Kindle Unlimited right now is I pick my TBR and then I look, and some of the books that I had already chosen for my TBR also happen to be on KU. So I know that I don't have to physically hold those books. Like, it's just supplementing my physical books, if that makes sense. I really want to prioritize Kindle Unlimited books. And I have had some books that I really want to get into just sitting in my KU library for literally, like, I think one of them's in there for like over a year. That's crazy. And I pay $14 a month for this service. So I didn't want to travel here with carrying a bunch of physical books. So all I brought were my 2 Kindles. I have the Kindle Paperwhite and the Kindle Scribe, which, side note, drop a comment below if you have seen the new redesigns for the Kindles below, and drop a comment and tell me if you have pre-ordered or if you're planning on getting any of the 3 new Kindles. I know they redesigned the Paperwhite. They're coming out with a new Scribe, and they also are coming out with a Paperwhite that has a color screen. That one is severely tempting me. However, I think I've kind of personally decided that I'm gonna wait to see if the Scribe ever comes out with color, but I don't know. Anyways, drop a comment below if you have pre-ordered a new Kindle. Tell me which one and convince me to get it, because I'm not really that hard of a sell. I already have 2 Kindles. Do I need another one? The answer is yes. So I'm really not that hard to convince. But so I only brought my 2 Kindles, so I'm going to be prioritizing my Kindle Unlimited library and my Kindle Unlimited books this week. And like I said, I kind of want to keep it loose and easy for me, so I'm not going to attach like a page number or a time schedule, but I do kind of loosely want to see how many books I can get through while I'm in the Cape, right? However, I'm here with my family and I want to prioritize them. So let's not do a time, let's not do a page count, but let's do a realistic mood read. How many books can I get through on my Cape Cod family trip video? That's going to be a really long working title that we're going to have to work on. But whatever. So here's where we're going to start. I have about 20% of Assistant to the Villain left. This is the October Homie and Homely book club pick for this month. So I do want to finish this book, and I think this is where we're going to start, kind of like finishing the last 20%. I've really been liking it, but I want to get this over and done with, and then we'll jump into our Kindle Unlimited, because I don't think this is on KU. I don't know, but it shouldn't take me that long. I think I have like maybe an hour left in this book. So I'm going to bang out the last hour of this book, and then we'll come back. We'll talk about what is currently sitting in my KU library. We'll talk about how long it's been there and really expose how long I've left these books sitting there. And then we'll talk about what I'm going into next.
Show me what it's like to be circling among the clouds, because without you by my side, I would be stuck here on the ground. You're lighting up the way, I can see the road ahead of me. I won't be stumbling in the dark. Your eyes are shining like the stars. I was down until you saved me, until you set me free. My eyes were closed, now I see clear as day, and I just wanted to say that you can take me high. Feels like I can fly. You can take me high. I can see the sun staring at you when you make that smile. I'm moving closer to you now. I can't get close enough somehow.
Honestly, from Scream to the Ring to the Pen to the King, you know,
Food all over here.
I know. It's honestly really good. For all my skibbity sigmas out there, I highly recommend this. This is 10,000 Aura Ohio skibbity.
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
Feels like I can fly. I don't need anybody, I don't need anybody else. take me, no one will ever take me away from you. I promise I will hold on to you. I don't know what I'd do without you. Without you. You can take me high. Feels like I can fly. You can take me high. Feels like I can fly. You can take me high.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, let's take a look at our weather forecast today.
Today's forecast, a lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just a perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast. We'll be right back.
Yeah, sunny days, sunny days, sunny days. No clouds in the sky, about to get away. Feels like it's been a freaking decade. Sorry, don't call me cause I'm gonna be on break. Sunny day, make way. All the stress and doubt, yeah, not today. Feels like it's been a freaking decade. Sorry, don't call me cause I'm gonna be on break. Got the Tropicana, fresh cut sushi on a platter. Brandy, honey, it don't matter, shots till I drop. Gonna be 24/7, golden hour like a boss. And they say, yo, guess you got a 2 o'clock appointment for a champagne shot, whoa, yeah. I'm busy trying to take it higher. Got no time for never, only spending cheddar. Wish I could do this forever. Chilling with the hottest company. They all wanna welcome me to their private penthouse suite. Yeah, now I got the key. Rooftop pool, got a heli on speed. Ocean view from the highest peak. I'm complete, oh, I want this to stay. Please don't go away. Yeah, sunny days, sunny days, sunny days. No clouds in the sky, about to get away. Feels like it's been a freaking decade. Sorry, don't call me cause I'm gonna be on break. Sunny day, make way. All the stress and doubt, yeah, not today. Feels like it's been a freaking decade. Sorry, don't call me cause I'm gonna be on break.
Would you like help?
Yes.
Oh, did you buy this for me? Thank you, Dylan. Oh, he's the best son ever. He's so cute. He's the best.
Don't make me regret it.
He's the best son ever.
Only positivity to this party, don't want no drama with any bad karma. Got a lot of that in La Vida Loca, just wanna let it all go. Yeah, I can't say no when I'm this free. Don't wanna go home, oh I can't sleep. Weather's so nice, only got good vibes. Yeah, we here chillin' in paradise. Sunny days, sunny days, sunny days. No clouds in the sky, about to get away. Feels like it's been a freaking decade. Sorry, don't call me cause I'm gonna be on break.
Got him. Go ahead, get close to him. I'm surprised he did it.
I'm gonna be on break. Sunny day, make way. All the stress and doubt, yeah, not today. Feels like it's been a
I've been seeking for the glory. Say my name. And I've been trying to write my own story in the search for fame. I'm sitting here in this empty room. Walls keep tumbling down. Cause I ain't got nobody. I always feel so lonely when the day is through. I'm in the spotlight, night on till midnight. I want somebody to hold my hand. Cause I got my head in the clouds, but I'm getting really scared of heights. I used to spend time with all my friends, but who's gonna like me if I'm not there? Cause I got my head in the clouds, but I'm getting really scared of heights. I try to get everyone to see me. I play my games. I just end up looking like a showcase. I haven't myself to blame. I'm sitting here in this empty room. Walls keep tumbling down, down. 'Cause I ain't got nobody. So lonely when the day is through. I'm in the spotlight, not home till midnight. I want somebody to hold my hand.
Okay, I am officially out on our patio right now, and we are on the first floor. So I'm just hoping and praying that nobody like walks by and sees me talking to this camera. But if they do, oh well, they don't know me. I'm never gonna see them again, right? So we just got back from the pool, and I sat by the pool and finished Assistant to the Villain. I want to give you my thoughts quick, and then we'll figure out where we're going next. So first off the bat, I'm giving this a 3.75 stars, and I really, really liked it. I think my favorite things about it were like the style of writing. It's super bantery and incredibly witty. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is like light, cozy type of writing, in that there are stakes, which is why it's light, but it's kind of unserious, and you kind of just know while you're reading, you get the vibe that everything is always going to work out. It's a very sitcom-y. Like, that's what I was thinking of as I was reading it. Like, this could easily be made into one of your classic 90s sitcoms. It's kind of like slapstick, jokey, witty, back and forth. Like, it's very cute and very well written. It's very unique, but it's definitely cozy. Like, nothing is too serious about it. I did like it. However, I think the thing that kind of threw me off for the entire book was the fact that the pacing was kind of all over the place. But like, there were times where you'd read 3 chapters and it was like back to back, something was happening or something was being revealed or some conversation kept you intrigued. And then you'd read a couple of paragraphs or a couple of chapters that were just kind of like very slow and, in my opinion, kind of drawn out and would lose my focus. Like, the pacing was kind of like a roller coaster ride throughout the entire book. So that was something I didn't necessarily enjoy. I also felt like it was just kind of longer than it needed to be. Like, it could have had 75 pages cut out of it and it would have been just fine. The story would have progressed just as much as it did. I don't know. It was good. I liked it. I'm definitely going to progress and read the second one, Apprentice to the Villain. This was 3.75, definitely way above average, but not one of my favorite books of the year. But it was good.
Don't be anywhere. That was fun. Fun.
Oh my god. Okay. Do you, boo? Double the underwear, double the fun. My son is wearing 2 pairs of underwear today. It says double the underwear, double the fun. That's, if you needed the vibe of what our family vacations were, that's it. Family Vacation 2024, double the underwear, double the fun. There you go. Okay, so that's that. Now I have to figure out what exactly is in our Kindle Unlimited library, and we have to figure out where we're going next. I also have my aunties arriving soon, so maybe I will enlist their help to decide what we're reading. Should we do that? Okay, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna move inside because I can see people over here walking and I feel awkward. So I'm gonna move inside. I'm gonna wait, you know, they should be here in the next like 15 minutes. I'm gonna let them get settled in, and then I'm going to see if they wanna help me picking my next book. So let's see. Ready? 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 Dad? Plungy plunge! Wait a minute! Plungy plunge! No! No! I don't want hugs. Oh my god. They're crazy. They are. Okay. We now have the whole family here. Oh. And we have decided that we are going to use a race to pick my next read. So I have 20 books currently saved in my Kindle Unlimited library. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the titles of each of the books. If any of them immediately speak to you, you could feel free to say, I know my dad says they're all going to speak to him. That's what he said. If any of them speak to you, you could just immediately say, I want that one as my pick. But if not, you may ask 3 up to a maximum of 3 follow-up questions. And then they will be added to the race and we will see who wins. Okay, are you ready? Here's the titles. The Wraith King, Amid Clouds and Bones, The Veiled Kingdom, Nocticadia, The Coven, Twilight of Embers, Stolen by the Wolves, Eternal Rain, Quicksilver.
I was stolen by the wolves.
Okay. A Court This Cool and Lovely, Wings So Wicked, Bride of the Shadow King, Rich Filthy Vampire.
You're supposed to remember these?
No, Burn for Me, All Cursed Kiss, A Lady of Rooksgrove Manor, God of Malice, The Marriage Auction, The Scepter, or A Fate of Wrath and Flame. Do any of those speak to you? So Cole said Stolen by the Wolves. Coley, is that your pick?
Yeah, because that explains a lot about me. I was stolen by the wolves.
You were raised by wolves.
I'm gonna go next.
All right, go ahead, Poppy.
Quicksilver.
Ooh, I like it.
Long John Silver?
Give me a pepperoni!
Okay.
I want the last one.
A Fate of Wrath and Flames?
Yep.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
You had one that says something rains.
What was that?
Something rains. That's something that rains.
The Wraith King, Amid Clouds and Bones, The Veiled Kingdom, Nocticadia, The Coven, Twilight of Embers, Eternal Rain.
Eternal rain. So can you spell rain for me?
It's like kingdom, like
Okay.
R-E-I-G-H, or
Alright.
R-E-I-G-N.
Okay, and how many pages are in that book?
Oh, this is an excellent question. Let's look this up. How many pages?
I just want to make sure you're not picking War and Peace.
No, well that doesn't, I can read it, but I would prefer not to. Let's not pick War and Peace. But this is by 2 authors that are sisters. They're called the Twisted Sisters. And they've written a lot of really popular
Very original.
books. The Twisted Sisters, yeah. This book is 400 pages even.
I
It's
will
pretty
pick
standard.
that.
Eternal Rain, okay. So Dylan, what's your pick? Do you need to hear the others? You need to hear them again? Of course you do. Are you listening now?
Yeah.
Okay. The Wraith King.
The Wraith King.
When you guys are down at the water.
That's your pick?
Yeah.
That was easy.
I picked the Wraith King.
I picked Long John
Okay.
Silver.
Cole picked Long Drawn Silvers. Okay. I think I'm gonna pick Nocticadia. What was
Can I
that?
ask a question about Nautica? What genre is that?
I did the
Dark academia romance.
Okay.
So it's about like a gothic university.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know much more, but it's very
Are you
popular
eating
right
all
now.
the pepperoni?
Okay, so
Did Martha pick one? Mm-hmm. Okay.
you
Wait,
did, right?
wait, stop the video. Whose
very
pepperoni
last
is that?
Ours? Why?
He's eating all the pepperoni.
That's okay. He could eat pepperoni. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. All right. so because we are currently in the cave, we are doing a shark race. So we are going to do a 30-second shark race.
Because it is prime shark season up here right now.
It is, despite what my father wants us all to do.
Despite the kids going in the water up to their waists.
Yes. All right, so I am screen recording, and it'll pop up on the screen right now in the video. Are you ready? Let's see whose wins.
Wait, what number am I?
It's just the titles.
Okay, the rain one is what color?
I win.
Oh, that's the great white. The gray one. All right, ready? 1,
Did I win?
2, 3.
Go gray white! Go gray white! Go, 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 go! Uh-oh,
Yours.
the blue one is ahead.
Yours
That's
is
yours, Lindsay.
the one that's in the front, like the front, never wins. One always comes from behind.
Uh-oh.
Long John Silver's.
Number 5.
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Come on, gray white! Go gray
Martha's
white!
is winning. Martha's is winning.
I told you, I feel lucky.
A fate of wrath and flames, and then it's gonna go eat this guy. Paddle away. A fate of wrath and flames. Martha, you earn a hug and a kiss.
Oh, lucky me.
Yay! All right, that's it, guys. Really?
Put a pepperoni.
I saw that. You put a pepperoni on my lens. All right, guys, I guess that is it. We will be reading A Fate of Wrath and Flames next. And the funniest part about this book is this the book that's been on my library the longest.
I've been meaning.
If anybody's looking for a pepperoni recommendation,
I've been
Denise
meaning.
got you.
Hey.
Or a sun.
All right, that's it. We're turning off the camera before this gets any weirder.
No, actually, which book are you in?
A Fate of Wrath and
Pepperoni.
Cool.
She'll just edit it out.
Pepperoni.
I'll just cut him out.
He's just eating pepperoni.
Now you know why Lindsay reads. To
Yeah.
get
Two
to get
pepperonis?
away. To
Wait,
escape
can I do
from
it?
the
Out
life.
of his mouth.
Let me do one. Let me do one.
Pepperoni.
No, you have
It
to
must
do it like
run in
this.
the family because here comes the older son.
Pepperoni.
Oh my God.
Pepperoni.
This is turned into watch my kids eat pepperoni.
Made me hungry.
Please, it's all in his belly.
Ready?
He'll eat it off the floor.
Pepperoni.
Oh, that's where they get it.
So I feel like I should be that like meme that's like, so how y'all doing? Because we are clearly home now, and ask me how many pages of A Fate of Wrath and Flame I read in the last 36 hours of our family trip. If your answer is 0, you are the winner of today's question. I read 0 pages after we picked the book, but I have what I think is hopefully an acceptable excuse. So, my aunts, we were there for like 4 nights, 5 days, but my aunts were only there for like maybe 50 something hours, and my kids just had so many things that they were just so excited to show the aunts in such a small amount of time. And we were on the run making sure that they saw all of our favorite things that Cape Cod had to offer for the entire time that they were there. And could I probably have sat down and grabbed like a few pages at a time here and there? I probably could have, but that would have been at the expense of sitting in the living room and girl talking with my aunts until 2 in the morning, or sitting in a beach chair at the indoor pool and hanging out, or swimming with them, or going and, you know, walking the beach looking for sea glass. Like, it would have been at the expense of quality family time, and that is, like I've said several times, the point of this trip, just to hang out and be together. So I read 0 pages. I did wake up slightly early this morning because yesterday was a travel day. Driving, stopping, charging, lunch, all that stuff was like a 6-hour travel day. I was exhausted. I literally jumped in the shower and jumped in my bed after putting some laundry in the washer last night when I got home. But I did wake up early this morning and I did read about 30 pages this morning before I had to wake my boys up for school run. However, it is now, after doing more laundry today, answering some emails, getting some work stuff done, it is now 11:18, and I do have a couple of hours before I have to go and jump in the pickup line for my boys. So I think I'm going to set, if I did a 2-hour timer, that's 1:18. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and set a 2-hour timer and try to bang 2 hours of reading out so that I could see how much progress I can make in this book and come back to you with my initial thoughts, because you know I like to come back after like 100 pages and give you guys my initial thoughts on the book. So let's go ahead, let's set a 2-hour timer and see how much progress we can make. But first, I have to find my coffee.
Your friends, they warned you, 'cause they knew I had a past, but you saw beyond that. Yeah, you gave me a chance. Now you're dancing at a party with somebody and he won't let you go. You'll go home with someone new while I'm sleeping alone. It should have been me there under the neon light, kissing you slowly, you'd hold on to me so tight, like sand through my hands, let you slip away. Should have been me, now it's him instead. Should have been me there under the neon light. Yeah, I guess you moved on. It's been a long time since we talked. Wish I could call you up, but I already had my shot. 'Cause now you're dancing at a party with somebody and he won't let you go. You'll go home with someone new while I'm sleeping alone. It should have been me there under the neon light, kissing you slowly, you'd hold on to me so tight, like sand through my hands, let you slip away. It should have been me, now it's him instead. It should have been me there under the neon light.
Okay, we are back in our spot and it is very bright out. Should I stand in front of it? Also, you would think I would run, like, at the bare minimum, a comb through my hair before jumping on camera, but you'd be wrong. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that at all. I've been sitting upstairs. My hair was in like a claw clip and I was loading the dishwasher. And if you could hear my washing machine being loud and obnoxious in the background, like, no, you don't. Because for the first 2 days of getting back from any vacation, it's just straight 48 hours of laundry in this house. So that's what we have working. But on a reading front, I did make it 150 pages into A Fate of Wrath and Flame. And full disclosure with you guys, 152 pages in, I am just beginning to get like the most basic of ideas of what is going on in this book. Because if you want a dramatic reenaction of the last 152 pages, this was it. Huh? What? Who? Where? What? When? Do we know this person? Have I seen this place? And then I all of a sudden realized that this writing style is similar to what I talked about like a couple of videos back. And I can't for the life of me remember specifically what book I was talking about. But this writing style is very much like you're not supposed to know what the hell is going on or who these people are. Like information is just thrown at you with zero context and zero background. And you just have to kind of vibe out, like just zone out, vibe, read, and it will be explained as you go, or like little clues will be like dribbled down to you in the dialogue and as the storyline goes on, or like on an offhand comment from another character that kind of like clears up who that person is or where that person's from or what the hell is going on. Because if you sit here and if you try to hyper analyze every single detail, you're going to hate this book. You're going to have no clue what's going on, and that is on purpose. So I think 152 pages in, like I said, I'm just kind of sort of trying to like piece together the little strings that have been handed to me to make the land, the story, the characters intermesh and make sense. But what I have gathered so far, very basically, is that we are following our main female character, Romaria, who was living in modern day New York, and she had kind of teamed up with what I have kind of made an equivalency to like the mob. But it seems like the Russian mob. I think his name is like Karakov is the mob leader. And she was kind of indebted to him because she stole something from one of his family members. So she's been like in indentured, like, you know, service to him. And she's become a thief, like a jewel thief or like a high priority item thief, kind of being extorted by this Russian mob. And then all of a sudden, this woman appears and like takes them all out and says, "You're coming with me because I freed you." So basically now she's kind of like in debt to this woman who takes her to Belgium, to this 15th century or 16th century castle, and then tells her that in order to give her payment for saving her from this mob in New York in modern day times, she's going to be, I think she was like sent back in time. You don't hear my phone. Hold on. We'll call them back. She was like sent back in time to try to save this girl's husband or betrothed, which implies that they're immortal. Like I said, I really don't know what's going on, but basically she's sent back in time without being given any information, which, by the way, mysterious lady, would have been helpful if you had told her what the hell was going on, because you kind of throw her in and she has no idea where she is, when she is, who she is. Like, you have no idea. And so she's thrown back and she's trying to piece together. So that's what I'm saying. Like, nothing is explained because your main character has no clue. Right? Like, you're trying to figure it out with the main female character. It's written in a very cool way. I don't dislike it, but like I said, if you go into this trying to figure out every piece of information and every plot point as it's given to you, you're not going to enjoy your experience because you're not meant to understand. So I'm liking it so far. I'm liking it a lot. Is it like my favorite thing I've ever read? No. Also, side note, I think I showed this in B-roll. The last chapter I just got through was 51 minutes long on my Kindle. Like, handcuffs straight to jail. Who writes an hour-long chapter? So that hasn't been common. Like, there have been longer chapters. I think every chapter in this is like 15 to 20 minutes. So it's longer. They're not short, which is my preference. But you do get like a short chapter in between there every once in a while. And the story is like engaging enough where it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, I did make my way through the hour-long chapter, and for somehow she didn't make it seem like a slog to get through, but there's an hour-long chapter in this book, which is crazy. I just got through it. It was a really good chapter, but still, could that have been broken up? Absolutely. Authors, why do you do this to us? But I am liking it so far. I think I'm probably just going to sit down and try to bang out like the last 50% of this book today. I don't know how much footage I'm going to capture because I also do have to film another video today, but I think I'm probably going to end up coming back to you when I'm done and giving you my final thoughts. Once again, another horrible car angle filming on my phone, but I'm sitting outside of a property right now. I have to meet a client. So I'm sitting outside right now and I'm sitting here reading, and yet another 27-minute chapter. Why are the chapters in this book so incredibly long? I don't love it. I wish that the author had made a different choice. I'm just not a long chapter girl, and it makes my progress seem so slow. But I'm 35% of the way of the book now, I think. So, moving on. Okay, I am back with an update, but I want to be honest, it is 2 days later. I'm keeping my voice down because my husband's asleep upstairs, but it is 2 days later. I hadn't been feeling my best the last couple of weeks, and 2 days ago, I went down sick with the worst migraine I've had in forever. And I think it was all like interconnected, to be honest with you. Like, I think I definitely have a little virus, like I have a little cold, and I hadn't drank enough water, and I wasn't eating right because I wasn't feeling good, and I was running around and being sick. And when I'm sick, my like appetite drops. And then I think it all just kind of was like the perfect storm, and it converged into a massive migraine, which I get like twice a year, like really bad migraines. And it was a light sensitive one. It was a sound sensitive one. Like, it hurt to open my eyes. I tried to power through it and like went to breakfast with my niece and nephew and my brother-in-law and my husband and kids. And then we took the kids to the bounce house, like to the trampoline park, to play and get out some energy. And we bought like I think it was like a 90-minute bounce slot. And during that 90 minutes, like I crashed, like I just completely crashed. My brother-in-law looked at me at one point. He's like, "Are you good?" Because I probably just didn't look good. And I came home, went to sleep at 4 p.m. and woke up at 5:20 the next morning. And if you know me, I'm like a 4-hour a night sleeper. Like, I don't really sleep that much. I don't require that much sleep. So for me to sleep like over 12 hours, I wasn't feeling good. So I did take a couple of days and let myself like rest before I came back to make this update. But I did finish A Fate of Wrath and Flame. However, before we talk about that, I wanted to touch upon something I talked about earlier in this video when we were in Cape Cod. I had said that day I think that was the day that they had announced the new updates to the Kindle. There was like the new Kindle Scribe, the new Kindle Paperwhite, and then the huge news, the new Kindle Colorsoft, which is basically Kindle's response to the Kobo, which is the e-reader that came out with a color version. Kindle came out with their own, and I had said like, oh my God, am I going to order it? Am I going to buy it? Like, comment below if you're going to buy it. And it's now a little while later, and I wanted to update you guys on something. I did not buy it. I decided to chill. I have 3 Kindles. I really only read on 2 because one's an older one that the battery's kind of shot. I don't really use it much. I do have, this is the signature, the 11th edition signature Paperwhite in agave green, I think is what they called it. And then I do have the Kindle Scribe, which I didn't even get that long ago, maybe like 6 months ago. So I read on those, and I have to be honest with you, I have 0 complaints. Like, I love them. If I were to have bought another Kindle, it would have just been me being excessive, which is fine. Like, I'm cool with it. I'm good. I work hard. I deserve to treat myself. I'm okay with being excessive. We deserve to be excessive sometimes in life. And I don't spend money on shoes or clothes or makeup or anything like that. Like, I spend my money on books. It's my hobby. You should have one. Everyone should have one. And reading and books are my hobby. So I'm okay with being excessive. If I want to have 15 Kindles, I'm cool with that. So it's not that. I didn't have a problem with being excessive, but I just kind of was like, I'm not someone who loves to have like the newest technology when it first comes out, because in my experience, the newest technology, it's not a criticism. It just has some bumps. Like, it has some bumps in the roads when it first comes out. We're all figuring it out together, whether it's like user experience or technology or software. So I just don't. Like, I am not the person that like pre-orders and gets the new iPhone the second it comes out, because I did that when they first like came out and when they were first brand new. And like, my experience has shown me that the new iPhones always have a problem when they come out, and there's always some sort of hiccup, when they roll out the release. So I'm always usually like 1 edition behind on purpose. Or if something new comes out, I wait like 6 months, let the kinks work themselves out, let the updates happen, let the returns and the redesigns happen, and then I kind of put my money out there. I don't know if I'm describing this right, but that's just kind of like the way, the shopper I am, right? So I hesitated. I didn't pre-order the Color Soft. I haven't ordered it. And sure enough, just to update you guys in case you were like me and you were like weighing, like, what am I going to do? Because it is really cool and I will eventually get it. Like, there's no question. I will eventually buy it. Just the question is when. So I wanted to update. I am so glad that I reserved myself. I didn't kind of jump on the hype train and I held off because it's like I said, I'm not being harsh. Like, I love Kindle. I love my Amazon Kindles. I don't have a problem with it. But this rollout turned into kind of a debacle because people started receiving their Color Softs, which are like $280. And then I think they can go up to $300. I don't know. I haven't looked that deep into it, but let's just say $280. Okay. They started receiving their $280 Kindles and the resolution on the screen is grainy. It's definitely not as crisp as the old Paperwhite. And then on top of that, the colors, like it's not necessarily that they're not vivid because I don't think anybody like expects it to be an iPad. Okay. It's not an LED screen. It's, a glare proof reading screen. But along the bottom of the Kindle, like down, like here, along the bottom of the screen of it, has this like yellow, off-colored, almost like sun-bleached yellow tint that like goes up the screens. And everyone was complaining about that, and they were complaining about like, something doesn't seem right with my screen, it seems grainy. And I even watched a couple of review videos where they took their Paperwhites and their Color Softs and like put them side by side on the same brightness features, on the same resolution features. And there was almost on the Color Soft like a bleeding. So like if you pulled up the box to highlight, it's very cool that it highlights in color, but when you turned that box off, you could see like a faint outline of the box that just lingered on your screen. And it wasn't an easy fix. Like even if you flipped forward or backwards a couple of pages, it was still there. Like the screen almost like burns. It like burns the box into your screen for a little while. And to this point, I haven't seen a fix for that. And there's no fix for the yellow. Like people messed around with the resolution, people messed around with the brightness, people messed around with the warmth, and the yellow was still there. I think the only way to like get it to go away, which is like putting a Band-Aid on the situation, it's not even a fix, is to switch it into dark mode so that your screen is black with white letters as opposed to white with black letters like a regular book. And that's really the only way to not see this yellow stain. So Kindle, from what I understand, Amazon Kindle has been amazing and has literally started like calling people who give bad reviews, because I think you're sitting at like a 2.5 out of 5 stars on Amazon right now. And I guess they started calling people to be like, what's going on? Tell us, which is incredible. This is no slam to customer service, because everyone I've talked to has been like, they've been out of this world amazing. Like that's all they can do. Okay. The screw up happened. The problems are happening. It's new technology. All they can do is handle the customer service right on their end, on the back end. So they started calling people, and I think they did issue like a couple of returns, and then people got their returns and the problems were still there. So this is clearly like a bigger manufacturing production technology, like design issue. And since then, I guess this morning, Kindle announced that they are no longer going to be shipping the Color Softs. Like if you order them, it's not like you're going to get them within like 2 to 3 days. I think now people are going to take like 2 weeks to get them. They are halting anyone who hasn't ordered, that hasn't gone out. They're holding it in the warehouse. Like they're not shipping them out, and they're going to try to come up with fixes to these problems because it's obviously a bigger issue. So I am so glad I held off. This is exactly why I wait the 6 months. There's nothing they can do about it. They shipped a product with a problem, and as long as they fix it, that should be like, nobody should be giving them hate. It is what it is, as long as they make it right. I understand it's a little frustrating. You spend $280, you're excited, and now you can't use your product the way you wanted it to be or the way it was marketed to you. But as long as it's made right, this is new technology. Give them some grace as long as they handle it. So I'm so glad I held off. I will not be ordering the Color Soft. I'm going to do what my head and my gut tells me to do on these new product releases, and I'm going to wait at least 6 months, or even maybe until like the 2nd generation, like the redesign, and get this new one, because I just don't like buying technology when it's new. So if you got the Color Soft and you had an issue, or even if like you got the Color Soft and yours came in great, comment below and like tell me what your experience has been, and like if you think that I should order now or if I should wait. Like, did you have problems? Did you not have problems? Because it's not, like I said, it's not a question of whether or not I am going to get it. I'm absolutely going to get it. It's a question of when. Like, when am I going to order it? And when am I going to shell out that coin for a product to potentially have a problem. I don't know, but it's beautiful. I'm definitely getting it. And I'm so excited. And I can't wait to have 3 Kindles. I'm very excited. I know I could trade one of mine in, but I'm not going to. So I'm definitely going to get it, but when? So if you got one, comment below. Tell me your thoughts. Still not 100%, guys. But I have to tell you, today I actually feel amazing. Like, I feel good. Like, I have no headache. I feel like I'm coughing a lot less. I actually, surprisingly, despite my voice, I don't feel as congested, and I'm just not like 100% yet. Okay, enough of that business. So, like I said, I did finish A Fate of Wrath and Flame. Right? Yeah, A Fate of Wrath and Flame. I have to stop second guessing myself. I did finish this, and I have so many thoughts on this book. Where do I even start? Okay, let's start with this. I gave it a 3.5 star, which means I did like it. I did like it. Let's start with the positives. The world building in this book is magnificent. Like, it's amazing. If you are someone who loves really in-depth, really like visually captivating, if you're a reader like me who can envision things in her brain and has books playing as like a movie in her head, the world that K.A. Tucker builds in this book really played like a movie in my head, and I could envision everything. The descriptions were very vivid, which will go into something I'm going to say in a little bit, but the world's really great, really dynamic, really interesting, has a little bit of everything, and that is something I loved in this book. There's a little bit of everything. There's vampires and demons and witches and healers and seers and princes and like royalty, and but then it also has this element of the story that's in modern day New York with a Russian mafia. Like, there's literally everything in this book. And I really liked it. And I liked the world. However, there was a lot in this book that just didn't blow my mind. Like, it just didn't get there for me. And I will say there's kind of like a double-edged blade with what I was saying with like this very vivid world building, because on the one hand, it was really easy to envision and it was a really dynamic world. But on the other hand, it was very wordy and very dense, like very dense world building. And that is my biggest criticism of this book overall. I don't think I realized when I first started reading this that this was 512 or 515 pages. That is very long, and I don't mind long books. Like, I read Sarah Janet's ACOTAR series, and I read those 800-page books like they were nothing. I ate them up and like needed to know every single detail, and every single word was necessary. I didn't feel that way with A Fate of Wrath and Flame. I found myself thinking that 200 pages of this book really could have been cut out. And sometimes I'd be reading these like page-long descriptions of things, being like, I really hope that this is going to matter. But it kind of never does. And she does that a lot with the world building, but she also does it a lot with like banter and dialogue and characters. And I guess I shouldn't judge so quickly, because I believe there are either 3 or 4 books so far in this series. So who's to say that some of this like very vivid description and wordiness won't come into play in books in the future? But when you've only read the first book, you don't know that yet. So it does affect your reader experience. I just found the characters to be a bit flat. The romance was a bit unengaging. There really isn't much of a romance in this book. In the last like 80 pages, you get a little bit of spice and a little bit of romance, but like, they're enemies to lovers, and you just don't feel the lovers really. And even when they're doing a little bit of flirty banter, it's done in a way where it's supposed to be like faking it for the nobles and the courts. So like, you just don't feel the true connection. Maybe there's a bit of like lust because she thinks he's hot, but there's really like not a connection between the characters. So the characters fell flat. The romance falls a bit flat. It's a very, very wordy writing style, and not in a way that you need. Not in a way that adds to the plot line or adds to the story, at least not in book 1. Now, maybe I am going to keep going in the series because it wasn't something that I was like DNFing, like a series I didn't want to like keep reading. I want to see what happens because there is so much in this book and the world is so cool. However, I could see this being a situation where if I read book 2 and I don't feel like those stylistic choices are important and relevant, or if I don't feel like there's some like loopholes tied up or plot lines tied up or holes closed, and honestly some like progression in the romance that I find believable, I might not progress on to book 3 because I just think stylistically this isn't for me as much. However, it was good. It was a 3.5. It was above average, so I am going to continue, but kind of go into that. You know, a little wordy, a little overly descriptive at parts. And I did find myself, I'm not a reader who can skim, because my brain starts going that I'm going to skim, and then like 6 chapters later, I'm going to have no idea what's going on because I didn't absorb the details. And then I'm going to have to go back to what I skimmed. So did I really save myself time? You know what I'm saying? So, but there were parts where I was tempted to skim because I was like, oh my God, like we've read this and it's never been relevant. Like, why are we doing this again? A little repetitive, a little wordy. So, which I'm being very repetitive and wordy today, so I guess I shouldn't. Who am I to criticize? K.A. Tucker. But yeah, 3.5 stars. Take it with it what you will. I am going to read the second book. And I do see so much potential and so much positive in this book. I'm really hoping that book 2 finds its path, finds its pace, finds its character arcs, and really kind of expands upon it in a more efficient way. I'm going to have to look up how many pages are in the second book. Let's do that right now. So Fate of Wrath and Flame is the first book, and it has 514 pages. The second book is called A Curse of Blood and Stone, and it has 464 pages. Okay, so for me, wait guys, for me, that's a positive sign. That might be a sign that she edited a little bit more, that during the editing process, she said, okay, I can take this out. It doesn't have to be 515 pages. I mean, she cut 60 pages from the first book. That actually is quite promising to me, that maybe the editing process in the second book, or maybe she got a new editor that said, okay, you know what, we've read some of the criticisms from readers, because I've since looked at Goodreads and there's some people that say the same thing. So maybe they took that into account and pared it down a little bit. So that actually, I'm pleasantly surprised by that. I was expecting to open it up and see book 2 be like 700 pages. And I was going to be like, oh my God, we learned nothing. Like, I don't know if I have 700 pages of this writing style in me. Some people love the overly wordy descriptive. I don't mind it, but it has to add to the story. And I just don't feel like it was done in this book that way. So like I've said 17 times, 3.5 stars, very good. I will be continuing. And we have come to the end of this video, guys. I wish that I had time in this video to squeeze in a third book, but honestly, between being away with my family, not feeling my best, I'm going to give myself some grace and allow myself to read 2 books instead of 3 books in this vlog this week. I'm not going to try to push it because honestly, all I'm going to do is exhaust myself, and I don't want to sleep for another 14 hours today if I try to push myself too hard. So I did read Assistant to the Villain and A Fate of Wrath and Flame in this video, and that is good enough for me. So if you have made it this far, comment the flame emoji for A Fate of Wrath and Flame, and then do all the things that you are so good at doing, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye guys.